This is Fulcrum, and today we're watching the fan film, Fulcrum. This is a interesting idea, is that it's a trailer fan film. So it's a fan film just made like a trailer, which I think could be really interesting. And of course, Fulcrum Ahsoka, I have to watch it, codename Fulcrum. It's my whole thing here. So we're going to dive in, but before we do that, the cosplayer that plays Ahsoka is REI KENNEX. And of course, you can go follow REI.KENNEX on Instagram. We'll give all that information. Of course, all the information is also going to be in the description below, but we'll get to that afterwards. So let's dive in.
Come in. This is Paul.
Oh.
It's dangerous to be Ahsoka Tano.
Rex. Gotta love Rex, right?
But it's not
Rex.
too late. May the Force guide me.
I like the Rebels outfit. I have those holocrons.
I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Force, and the Force is with me.
I like the gauntlets. They look good. Oh, what are you doing with those kyber crystals? Oh, I know exactly what she's doing with the kyber crystals.
We got this. You may need a little help.
Ooh, teeny! She does have the walk down and the pose. Mandos. Rex. Oh, I love seeing this. So good.
I have to know
So
the
good.
truth.
Is that Ahsoka going to see Kenobi? Interesting.
I let him down.
I love that idea.
Anakin made his choice.
What's in it for me?
There's the
I
pose.
thought you liked to be on a winning side. I see the brave rising up against the Empire.
Hallway scene. Always need a hallway scene. Oh, there's that smirk. Nice. Get him, Rex.
Then what should we call you?
Fulcrum. You can call me Fulcrum.
Purifying those kyber crystals. Nice. Okay, so I liked it. First and foremost, it gave us a lot of moments that we have in like the Ahsoka novel. Everything from purifying the kyber crystals in order to make her new lightsabers that we get in the novel, but we don't really have ever had in live action or even in animation when they did Tales of the Jedi. We didn't see that moment. And of course, you know, just seeing older Rex, first time in live action, really, seeing that as well. I have a soft spot for Rex, and Rex and Ahsoka. I mean, that's the dynamic that we love, right? Love to see that in live action, and hopefully we get that for the Ahsoka show. We'll see. That's tonight's episode, so now you know when I'm filming this. And just to give some shout outs again, Rey did a nice job getting the tone of the voice, Ashley's voice. It was nice, had a nice tone to it. Some familiar lines. Love that. Had some great poses when it comes to it. Having done Ahsoka cosplay as well, and of course like Rex cosplay. But when you have the headdress, it is super difficult to do a lot of head motion. So the way they filmed it made a good job in showing a lot of Ahsoka motion without needing a lot of head movement. So they did a good job with that, because I've seen some other fan films where like it just looks too static, right? Like it just looks stiff, and that can affect a performance. It can affect your viewing as an audience. It may seem a little stilted, for example. But I think they did a nice job showing a lot of like Ahsoka poses, a lot of familiarity with that. Starting off with the Star Destroyer coming out of hyperspace is always a classic thing. We got stormtroopers. We got a lot of other things in there. We got Mandos. We got, of course, like lightsaber action. A lot of familiar Ahsoka lightsaber movements. Overall, I really enjoyed it, and quite honestly, like I love watching fan films like this. Of course, it was a trailer, so there wasn't necessarily a plot to follow, a development. We got a lot of moments to make our fan hearts happy, and that's really what something like this does. So I really appreciate these types of films, and I would love to see more of it. And of course, all these fan films, like they're making them, and they're not making anything off of them. Because of Lucasfilm and Disney, they're just doing it because they love it and they want to do it. And I know Rey has other fan films that I look forward to also watching. There's an Aayla Secura one that I think I'm going to try to do next because it looks really intriguing. So again, give some shout outs just for a moment. This was directed by Jason Crossman, and of course Ahsoka Tano is played by REI KENNEX, and then that's the YouTube channel that this is from. And again, the link is below. There's not really a whole lot for me to criticize. I mean, like they worked within the budget that they were able to raise, and they had a lot of nice shots. Again, it was a trailer, and essentially a trailer just gives you ideas of a plot, but it doesn't really give you the full story. It gives you a narrative that they might want you to think is going to happen. And it really, it's to draw you in, it's to intrigue you, and that's essentially what they did here. They draw you in and intrigue you. And it's interesting because I think a lot of cosplayers like have acting dreams, but they're not all actors, right? They like to create costumes. They like to be able to take on this persona or take pictures. But a lot of times cosplayers are good in pictures, not necessarily in motion. But to see a cosplayer take the time to not only try to work on the voice, the poses, the walk was there, and that was cool to see. One thing I really found interesting is that Ahsoka went to find Kenobi, and they talked about Anakin, which I think is completely feasible in our Star Wars world, and I think that is something that if they did an Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2, they could do, right? Because after we see Ahsoka in Rebels, and the last part of the timeline we see her in is actually in Twilight of the Apprentice, which is just the end of Season 2, because that's where she goes back to after the World Between Worlds. There is about 15 years in between that and when we see her in Mando and Boba Fett and then Ahsoka. So there is a lot of gap there, and we don't see her at all during the original trilogy and beyond. There is nowhere that she's shown in that timeline. And so I think it's feasible that whatever the couple years before A New Hope, that she could have gone to find Obi-Wan and have that happen and have that conversation, because Obi-Wan knows that Anakin is Vader, and then now Ahsoka knows that Anakin is Vader, and those are the only two people that can really talk about this at all. The only two people close to Anakin and that know that he turned to the dark side and is Vader, and I would love to see that conversation. So I think that is probably the most intriguing part of this, is it gives us a snippet, not of something that we've seen written or that we know that happened, but something that has not happened that I would love to see. And I know you're thinking right now, that sounds awesome, and I agree. So well done, Rey, in putting that forward, because now, like, I want more of that moment right there of those two interactions, just like I want to see more of Ahsoka talking to Luke, or knowing that that Leia is a part of this, and I can't wait to see Ahsoka and Anakin talk in a few hours now. But by the time this comes out, we will have all seen that. But this is me before that moment. So again, just to put some shout outs out there, of course, the music is Samuel Kim's music, and you hear that used in all the videos on like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. You see his music everywhere. I love his stuff on there. So again, the link is down below. Watch the whole thing. because it's worth it. It's only a few minutes of your time, and your fan heart will be happy. You will appreciate it as I did. So again, thank you for joining me. I'm really having a good time watching these fan films, and I can't wait. I think the next one I do will be Sakura, which is Rei's next one. So join me for that one. I can't wait for you to join me along and watch some fun fan film stuff. I love what people are bringing to the Star Wars world with their own imagination, and this is great. So again, I appreciate you coming along. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video. I always forget to say that, but like and subscribe. That helps me out. This pushes everything out there. And I love that you're joining me on this. So we will see you next time. Fulcrum out.